people are using for the opposite approach.
بما فيها تلك الذرائع التي قد تكون مفترات ليست موجودة.
Sometimes they use means that are actually just completely fabricated, that have no real basis or source.
أضرب لهم مثلا عقدنا مؤتمرا قبل 5 سنوات.
Just to give you an example, we had a conference 5 years ago.
حول الفتوى لأحد العلماء في القرن السابع الهجري أي قبل 7 قرون.
We have a fatwa from somebody who's from the 8th century.
هذا العالم اسمه الشيخ ابن تيمية.
His name was Ibn Taimiyah.
هذه الفتوى اعتمد عليها مجموعة الجهاد في مصر عبد السلام فرج في كتاب له ليقولوا إنه يجوز قتل كل المصريين يعني باعتبار الدار دار حرب.
So this fatwa was used by, there was a ideologue in Egypt, Abdul Salam Faraj, who actually used this fatwa as a foundation for a small book that he wrote, arguing that Muslims and Muslim rulers in Egypt could be killed because they weren't following the Sharia.
وقتلوا السادات على أساسها.
And Sadat was assassinated based on this fatwa.
هذه الفتوى هي فتوى محرفة منذ 100 سنة.
And this fatwa was actually, the fatwa had a misprint in it because of a printing of over 100 years ago. There was actually a misprint in the fatwa that came out. And this fatwa was also quoted by Al-Qaeda in their declarations over 150 times.
منذ 100 سنة حرفت الفتوى في طبعتين، طبعة القاهرة وطبعة الرياض.
So there were 2 editions, one in Riyadh and one in Cairo, and both editions had this mistake.
أنا قلت ابن تيمية لم يقل هذا.
So when I heard the fatwa when we were addressing the issue in Mardin in Turkey, which is where the people who asked him for the fatwa were from,
في ماردين في تركيا.
I brought together a group of scholars just to discuss the fatwa, but during that discussion I looked at it and realized that there was a problem with the fatwa and actually said there's something wrong. I don't think Ibn Taimiyah said this.
وأخذنا النسخة القلمية المخطوطة التي توجد في الظاهرية في دمشق.
So when we got back to Jeddah, we actually asked somebody from Syria in Damascus, and there's a mektaba, a library there that's known to have some of the oldest manuscripts. We got one of the oldest manuscripts.
المنسك الوحيد.
And it was the only one.
وجدنا ما قلته صحيح.
And we found that what I had pointed out on the misprint was actually accurate. That in the original handwritten manuscript, it had a completely different word.
فاتفق العلماء جميعا على أن هذه الفتوى كانت محرفة.
So we showed, and then everybody agreed, even though they didn't agree at the time, I'm adding that, but everybody agreed later that the fatwa was indeed misquoted. It was a misprint because the actual word, it said yuqatal, which means, that the ruler could be killed or fought or you attempt to kill him, whereas the actual word was yu'amal, that he should be treated appropriately, which is a completely different understanding.
هذا مثال صغير.
He said this is a small example.